Like the colour.
Button has been pressed. It's probably going to start with you saying that, which would be really funny.
That would not be ideal.
Or it'd be that. Let's hope it's that. Okay, we are
50-50 gamble.
8 seconds. So what did you say 8 seconds ago?
I don't know. I can find out.
I'm sure my mic's not muted.
Find out.
Okay. Might be a bit on peaking. Right. Hello, everyone. Facebook.
Hey.
Regular white colour, damn it.
Every stream starts off by saying something stupid, doesn't it?
Yeah, man, it's not even intentional, man. Though. Good evening, Marie. How's it going?
Maybe not.
Right. Good evening, all.
Right, we're just going to let people trickle in a little bit.
Trickle.
Things going, make sure everything's all working. Seems like it is.
Yeah, we're looking good.
We are looking very good.
So many tabs open. Oh. They just all open at once. Like, I'm pretty sure the vast majority of these are just Nicolas Cage trailers. Just anything that he's in. Yeah, I should watch that at some point, and then I forget.
Half the movie.
Yeah, they're so good.
Playing.
Yeah, probably.
We're going. Big
week ahead, boys. Big week ahead. Let me just get this. Yeah.
Are you ready, Si? Are you still faffing about?
Take it away, Ernie.
Faffing away. Okay, hello everyone, and Facebook, and maybe if we put it up somewhere else, wherever else this video might end up. Tonight we have a special guest. Well, no, yes, very special guest. Do you want to introduce yourself to everyone, please?
Hey guys, this is Jason from Election, and we're playing with Regional 1 next Saturday. I'm the frontman for Election, and I'm stoked to see you all here tonight.
Awesome, man. Well, it's a pleasure to finally chat with you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun this weekend. I'm very stoked to go to Bournemouth and check the vibe as well.
Yeah, man, I'm hoping the weather holds out a bit for you. If you get down early, we'll take you around some of the sites and show you around a bit. It's a nice place, man.
Yeah, I mean, the weather here was completely crap, storm and everything today, but they say it's gonna be good for the gig, so.
Nice. Oh, yeah, it's looking really nice. I'm just checking the forecast. Not that it's ever right anyway, but we're looking at about 22 degrees, I reckon, so that's not too bad.
Yeah, we'll try to go in the morning so we can sightsee a bit as well.
Yeah, man. Well, give us a shout when you're on your way down. We'll come meet up with you, and we'll show you around a bit, man.
Yeah.
That weird thing should be on display. Have you seen that on the beach? The portal thing, like a big rectangle. It's like a rectangle with mirrors and lights. I don't know what it is, but I think.
Oh yeah, what is that?
Yeah, I don't know if it's up now and going, or if it's this week. Might be worth.
I've got mixed reports. So Dorset Live saying that it's to be removed, but BBC News is saying it's remaining in place until next week.
Well, I guess we'll find out. We'll have to be live.
Yeah, 50-50 gamble, guys. Yeah, what is that? What is that? Okay, this is we should definitely get a photo with that when you're down.
I don't know how big it is, but it looks massive.
Cool.
It's massive.
Yeah. Check that out. I don't know what part of the beach it is either.
Go on, sorry, Joyce.
I mean, where is that? Because I want to check out now, you know.
Yeah, it's Bournemouth Beach Portal. So I will put a photo in the comments of the stream, so anyone watching can see what the hell we're on about. But do you know what, Callum? It's very much in line with our kind of art style at the moment for the band, isn't it? That's pretty cool. I'm gonna pop that in chat because that's pretty wild. I didn't know that was that's brand new. Can I just paste it in? I feel like I can.
You should be able to. If it's a photo, you might have to do a link.
Yeah, let me do this.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. I mean, you can even do a photo because it looks like you're branding as well, that portal.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that'd be awesome.
I'll
pop a link to the portal. I'll pin that one in chat, guys. So if you want to have a look at that, it'll be in there. So it's pretty wild looking installation we've got down here at the moment. So I'm just going to read out some of the comments we've had in before we continue. Marie says, good evening. So good evening, Marie. Electron have commented also from their account. So how's it going, gents, if you're there watching? Paula says, good evening, Jason Payne. Good evening, Paula. Yeah. Cheryl has stars in her eyes. Marie says it's from the Arts by the Sea thing. Oh, that the portal. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna find out more about this after the stream.
Yeah.
Rui says, "Hi guys, have you ever played together?" Rui, we have not yet, but this Saturday is well, that's happening down in Bournemouth at the Anvil. So I'll put a link to the tickets in the chat shortly. But if you're in the area, come on down. It's going to be real good fun, and we're really excited to see Electron play. I know that. So
Yes.
you guys
It's
should
gonna
too.
be likewise, you know. It's gonna be fun. I mean, it's nice playing the first time, and hopefully, you know, we'll have more opportunities on the road to and do
Certainly.
London as well. It'll be cool.
Yeah, it'd be really cool, man. Yeah, you know, like just all about playing more and more shows. Really, we're trying to get around the country a bit, and I imagine you guys are doing the same. So if we can do more of
Yeah.
it together and collaborate, let's do it, man.
Yeah, I mean, I have some stuff that I'm trying to pin down for next year, and I'm gonna see with the promoter. So let's see.
Awesome,
keep
man.
in
Yeah,
touch.
very exciting. That nice
Yeah.
one. We've had a comment in from I'm gonna murder this Gonzalo, I think. Flames, fire, good times. I'm gonna pin that so I don't look insane. But yes, I think that's us all caught up. So Callum, take it away, buddy.
Mm-hmm. So, as it's your first time on our show, we kind of do like a sort of like interview kind of thing. So we're going to keep it nice and chill. Not really any hard hitting questions, just some nice easy ones for you. So we're going to start it with, where did your band's name come from?
Well, that is tough because we were trying to get a name, you know, like for ages, and everything felt weak. And because our music is very uplifting, very fierce, and kind of upbeat, I was checking the periodic table, you know, trying to search for lithium or whatever, but and it came to the mind election, because elections are cool. When they join together, they collide and they grow apart again. They bounce back, so it causes like micro explosions and everything. And I thought that is a great name for the band, and actually aligns very well with our music, because even one of the songs is "Burn It Down," and it's so so pumped, you know. So it's kind of cool when you can find a name that actually goes with the flow of the band. Yeah, but it was not easy, as I imagine. No name is easy, right?
Yeah,
For sure. Yeah, I really like that. That's cool, man.
yeah, it's a good little connection as well. And is it something you all agreed on, or was there a lot of names flying around, or was it just like this one's absolutely perfect?
Well, a lot of names were flying around, but this one was absolutely perfect. Once we got election, everybody was like, "Yeah, finally we have a name," you know.
there's
Everybody
no
was like, "Yeah, something that does not suck," you know.
absolutely. And where did you find your bandmates? Was it all like like school friends, or is it ad postings?
Well, that's actually a very funny story, because us three, we are from Portugal and we live nearby, but we didn't meet there. We met in London. So that is funny, you know. Everybody went to the same college here, BIM London. So we met at BIM, you know, on lessons and everything. And what, 5.5, 6 years ago, you know, when we moved in, and yeah, it was cool. We played in past projects, some hard rock and post grungy projects, but we always wanted to do something more serious and an heavy metal band. That's the reason why we all came to London. And since we grew like friends and, you know, really close together, we decided to form a band. You know, we played with Gent before. Plus, I have the benefit that we can never find bass players. I don't know how it is in Bournemouth, but in London, there are no bass players. And
Rhythm section all together. Drummers, the
Yeah.
drummers and bassists down in Bournemouth are a tough find. Yeah.
they are tough to find. And but bass players is like at my uni, the whole uni, we are like 3 bass players. You know, it was chaotic. So everybody had a bass player, and me and Nuno were trying to find a bass player. So at first I was a bit scared, because our bass player is my girlfriend, but still we're still together, so it's working, you know.
Yeah.
So that's how Joanna came into the band, you know, as well. And it's very cool. It's a great option, you know, because she will do a solo with a wah pedal in the show, so it's gonna be super funny, you know.
Fantastic, man.
And
Yeah,
it's
that's
awesome
awesome.
to see a girl playing bass, in my opinion, you know. It's
Mhm.
rare and powerful, you know. It's gonna be a
Yeah, man.
lot of
Yeah,
fun.
you know what? I went to the Academy of Contemporary Music years back, and there was a shortage of bass players there as well. And there was actually, if I remember at the time, there was an industry call out for female bass players. It was like something they were really trying to bring into play in the UK. It's really cool.
Yeah,
I
it's
think since
funny.
then I've met loads of them though. They're about now. There's myself and the drummer Aaron, we went down to see a band in Bournemouth when they were touring called Muddy Brook, and they've got female bass player as well. No, really good.
Yeah, our last London show, we played with them Bloody Kids. The bassist was a girl as well. And we are starting to see, and that is cool.
Mhm.
Maybe that shout out at ACM
Yeah,
worked, you know. Was that in Guildford that you were
that
in?
was Guildford. Yeah, yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I've
It was good
did
fun.
the summer school there before joining Beam to, you know,
Mhm.
searching for the right fit for me and everything. And it was a really nice vibe, the university. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was good laugh at the time. We had change of management going on there, which was a bit of a pain while we were there. But other than that, it was yeah, it's worth the study. I mean, I studied drums there. Funnily enough, I'm the singer in this band, but it gave me really good sort of industry insight and yeah, because I think for a lot of musicians, obviously the business side is the hard part, and actually sitting down and focusing and planning things out and actually organizing the creation of music is pretty tough. So it was really good for that side of things.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like the benefit for a degree was not even about the playing itself, you know, or practicing methods or anything. Because to be fair, I didn't feel like an evolution at those stages, but in terms of industry insights, music business, the
Yeah,
lectures and everything, that is very good, you know, very important, you know.
most certainly, and also the master classes. I don't know if you guys had it too. All the guest speakers that would come in. That was the bit I think I valued most there. We actually had Ramesh Dodangoda come in when I was in I think my junior year at university, and he came in and he sort of showed us how he mixed some of the albums he'd recorded. And I was like, oh man, I really want to work with this guy. And he went on to produce for Bring Me the Horizon. He's working with so many different acts now. He did some work with the live part of Motorhead, I think, and then eventually this year in January we managed to work with him, and I was like, nice, finally. But yeah,
Oh, that is good, you know, because in December we are gonna record with him as
you
well.
are, man. That's awesome, dude. Oh,
I've
Ramesh
been
is the
a
one, man.
Yeah, he's
He's
really
got a
good.
great
I
team
mean,
there as
I've been
well.
a fan of his, you know. I never had a master class with him. We had master class at Beam, and we had
Mhm.
even Duff from Guns N' Roses and everything. But
Yeah,
Ramesh, I've been hearing like pretty much all of his works without knowing it was him, you know. I just
yeah, man.
really like those things, especially Florence Black. Like they're
Yeah.
so good. I mean, the band that I discovered only this year, I think, the beginning of the year, but
Hmm.
it's so good, you know. And then I said, man, I wish I could have this production, you know, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
fun, you know.
I think he's certainly worth shelling out for. I know it's a bit more at market, but he is 100% worth it. His sound is incredible, especially the drum sound there. The drum sound is absolutely ridiculous.
'Cause
It's
it's what
huge.
everybody gets wrong, right? It's
Hmm.
always the drums, especially. It never sounds super wide and pushed and clean at the same time, you know. And
Yeah,
his drum production is amazing, and I've seen the kits he has. Our drummer will have a fun time, I think.
oh yeah, oh yeah. It's proper gear
Even
porn.
the
It's
amps,
so good.
they don't amp, you know. I was trying like, what will I go with, you know? It's a lot to choose,
Oh
you know.
yeah, there's so many options as well. He'll actually push you in a certain direction with it as well. He'll let you know what he thinks, which is really nice. So I think a lot of producers are a bit shy on saying what they think, but he actually proper producer tells you what he thinks will be best and set it all up and everything. And you can also you sit in the control room while it's all happening as well. He's wired it all through so that the live room is completely separate to the control room, and he can just switch whichever amp he wants on, and you could just plug in, and it will go straight through the system, which is
That is good.
insane. It's so good.
Yeah.
The amount of heads he's got is like, oh, it's very nice.
I've went to twice to Mark Tremonti. He did this kind of rig rundown for fans at some shows.
Yeah.
I was seeing, and he does the AAB, and he changed like to. There was a gig that he has like 5 heads, and it's changing like if it was pedals, you know.
Yeah.
And that blew
Yeah.
me away. I was like, wow, how does he do that, you know?
Yeah, man, you gotta
Amazing,
be
you know.
proper cabled up for that, haven't you?
Yeah, and it doesn't use any wireless connections, anything, you know. He uses everything like very analog, you know.
Mm.
And then just like five pedals, you know. A
Yeah.
big thing for the amps and then five pedals, you know. But it works and he has a great sound, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. All right, Callum, back to you, mate.
I'm lost.
Just in general, or
Yeah, just in general.
yeah. I know, man. I know.
So
This got exciting really
Yeah.
well, we're on the subject of sound, so it's how did you decide for your the sound for your band, either recording or playing live? Is it just you play with what you know and what you have, or is there something you're striving to go towards?
Well, I'm gonna speak about myself especially because I know how I think. I hate my pursuit for sound, like straight away. It's so painful because I found a good tone. Tomorrow, I'm tired of the tone already, you know. So I'm trying to find again the biggest tone, the with more raw, whatever, you know. But in terms of the band sound, the band even songwriting and everything, it's all linked very well. It's kind of we go with the flow, you know. We don't think. I don't like thinking like, oh, I have to write in this box, you know. I feel like that is very limiting. When nowadays, even Metallica, they burn those bridges, you know. So you can really write anything you want, you know. To be fair, we are starting to get a bit consistent stylistically, as you can see in the album. Like 2 or 3 tracks, they're vary a little bit, but it's all within the alt metal, new metal, and metalcore kind of area. But it's very tough as well to catalog. Still, you know, like to say, oh, we're just a metalcore, or you know, or it's still we have even industrial metal and hard rock influences and even grunge. Because I'm a I'm a big grunge fan. You know, I grew up with Soundgarden and Alice in Chains and Nirvana. So I think like everything we listen to definitely has an impact in our sounding. And it's so wide, you know, that it's tough to explain. When we write, I grab the guitar and I do something that I never know what's gonna come out. If it's sounding good, then I might have a cool riff, you know. And same with the drums, like always just playing. Sometimes it's very out of the box. Sometimes, you know. So I feel like it's those things. We don't make rules. We just go with the flow, really.
That's good. I don't know about you. When I was up at university, they sort of very much tried to put us in boxes quite a bit, and that kind of ground on me a bit. They were sort of always saying, you know, you need to target your sound and think about how it's going to be perceived. And I don't know, man. We're very similar in that sense that we sort of write what we want to hear at the time we're writing. So it could be. I mean, we've even on just the 4-track EP we've recently dropped, we've got Louder, which is kind of like an upbeat, kind of bluesy dance song almost, versus Hero, which is the title track, and it's very much a sort of very grand, epic sounding rock ballad. And then again, we've got Ministry, which is like this heavy, political, drony, sort of almost ritualistic sound. I think it's exciting, man. I'm kind of, I don't know about you guys. I'm fed up of hearing like and I hate to pick on Royal Blood, but all their albums lately have just sounded so middle of the road and very similar. And it kind of feels like that thing they did with their first album when they did something new because they really enjoyed doing it. They lost the essence of that, and I think now they've found where their niche sits. They can sort of write in that constantly quite comfortably. But it just comes across like they haven't really still got that love for the writing process and just creating something out of thin air, which I think personally is why you do it, and it's the fun
Yeah,
bit.
I get what you're saying. I even
Mm,
saw, you know, I saw the release party they did at Ballroom with
mm.
this new album. And to be fair, I think even Typhoons and this new album sounds way better live, you know.
Yes.
Uh, when I'm listening just on Spotify, I get what you say. It's like a bit, I get sometimes a bit bored. I like
Yeah.
Trouble Coming. Okay, the bass is very groovy and very cool, and it's impressive how he actually managed to sing and play that groovy bass line with a lot of slides and everything, you know.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
while changing all those pedals, you know. But yeah, I mean, it sounds everything consistent, but always like the same song with a different kind of lyrics or riff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get what
Yeah.
you're saying. It's, you know, it depends. We don't know if it's the label pushing, because you know they're a big
Likely
band,
is, to
they're in
be
a big
fair,
label.
yeah.
You know, they're in Wanna, I think, right? So we never know how those things work in terms of freedom. You know, at least
Absolutely,
I
yeah.
don't, because I never been in a major anyway. So
Yeah, that's
I like to be free. I
whole
have
world
to
to
be free,
explore with the
right?
major labels, isn't it? It's yeah. You
Yeah.
kind of hear such mixed reviews on major labels. I think we'd kind of really like to get the funding from a major label eventually. But then it's one of those things where maintaining creative control is always going to be the most important thing, I think, because otherwise you're not really expressing, um, I guess, what I think is the selling point, which is something authentic and individual to yourself. I think it's really hard to keep that going when you've got like, and I mean, similar with the movie industry, I guess, when the producers get involved in the movie industry, it seems that the films get absolutely destroyed, essentially. But yeah, I wonder if it is quite similar in musical, whether there's a bit more freedom within there. It does seem there's a bit more freedom. I mean, Avenged Sevenfold's new record has certainly not had I would say the label haven't touched that before it came out. I think
I
it's
think
pretty
I
wild.
think also, but I think we have a good example of a Warner band
Mm,
for their entire career, Linkin Park.
yeah,
They just kept changing and changing. They did whatever they wanted.
yeah,
And you
man.
see on YouTube, like they had nobody there, just a producer, and they
Mm,
will live like 3 months in a house, writing and recording. You know, it's fun times. I think it depends on the deal you make. I think in our genre, probably we have freedom. You know,
yeah,
maybe towards, you know, stuff that I don't know that much. You know, like pop music. Maybe
mm,
there's a little bit of more because the producers make like the
yeah.
beats and everything. So
And they have teams
I
of
think there's
writers
like
on them, and yeah,
even the lyrics, because there's a lot of Rihanna songs that she didn't do the lyrics. You know what
mm.
I'm saying? So yeah, maybe in that genre they don't have as much as freedom. But anyways, Dua Lipa seems like somebody who has freedom, for
Yeah, there
example.
is that. Yeah, and Lady Gaga as well. I only found out
But
about this recently. You know the Poker Face lyrics?
yeah,
You know what they actually are?
the muffin, I know what it is. You know.
Yeah, it's I didn't realize. Callum, do you know about this? The
Um,
Poker Face lyrics of the chorus. It's well, it goes poker face, poker face, and it goes for fuck her face. And
really?
on mainstream radio.
You can
What?
really tell. You have to be a bit on it, you know.
Yeah, I had no idea. I was like, oh shit, because I was having an argument about it. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm sure BBC wouldn't let that on radio. And you just type in the poker face lyrics here, and well, there they are. It's not so PG. I don't know.
You know,
Yeah.
it's a lot metaphorical, right?
Yeah, yeah. I thought that was pretty wild, man. I had no idea on that one.
That's
But
great.
any kids watching, look that one up out of hours. That's not our problem. Anyway, yeah, man. So, what's your guys' creative process? And do you have any? I mean, for us, it's very much. It can be from anywhere. That like we can come up with a guitar riff. It could be a vocal hook. It could be anything. But when it comes to writing songs, do you have any sort of ways you go about it, or is it very similar sort of thing?
Oh, it's very similar to what you said, to be honest. We never know what's gonna happen, to be fair. But usually, in my case, the best songs or the best riffs or ideas that I have, I dream about them, and
Yeah.
then it annoys me every
Mm.
day. Like I go to sleep and it's still there. That means it's a good song for me, you know? I might be wrong. But it's
No,
like
I agree. I
sometimes
agree.
it gets like break me. I had a full month of wanting to sleep, and the chorus always, I will prevent. And I was like, oh, come on, you know?
Yeah, man.
And I said, I'm gonna record this to get this out of my head, you know?
Man, yeah, same for us on a lot of songs. I think with "Sold," certainly that chorus was yeah, that was going around for a long time. "Hero" the same, not the chorus, but the intro. Weirdly, and there's one we're working on. We're working on an album's worth of material at the moment, and this one bit just loops in my head every day consistently, probably for the last 6-7 months. And it's very much a conceptual song as well, and it's quite in your face, and it's just constantly looping, and I've got to somehow get it out of my system.
You have
Need
to
get it
you have to
rendered.
write and you have to
Yeah.
record that, you know.
Yeah, man, exactly that.
When you're losing sleep, you have to do it, you know, for health and because it's a good song.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, I always wonder how that comes about. Like, the idea, because I mean, I've had the similar sort of situation where you wake up and you've got an idea that sort of came to you in your sleep. Like, what the hell is that about? What's going on there? Why am I thinking while I'm sleeping, or am I being given these ideas? What's going on? Like, it's pretty weird that you can wake up with a whole song idea just out of nowhere.
The most annoying part is you're sleeping well.
Yeah.
Like for me, it happens like 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. I wake up and I have a song.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh no, I won't be able to sleep because I know myself. I don't sleep if I don't go on the computer, at least on Guitar Pro, and type the score sheet, you know. So I have to go like with headphones and everything, not to disturb, you know. I'm like, oh, why do I do this to myself, you know? But it's always in the night, never during the day. Very rarely I have a good idea during the day. I don't know why. That's why I'm always tired, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And I wonder again, why is that? Because that seems to be a really common trend among creatives, that we seem to have our best ideas at night, and obviously we perform at night. I mean, I guess there's a societal reason that the performances are in the evening after work hours, but what's going on there? Why is it always at night time? It's weird, isn't it? It's so strange.
I consider to be a musician like a disease, you know, because you have to be crazy to want to be a musician. So probably our brain is not functioning very well, and hence why it only
you're right
works
there.
when it should not be working, you know.
Yeah, man. No, that's very quotable. You should get that out somewhere, though.
Maybe
Being a musician is a disease.
Maybe I'm gonna, you know, it's gonna be my catchphrase.
Yeah, man.
Those
I'm
great
a hot bag
pictures.
for you, man.
Good go. We did songwriting, didn't we? Tell us about that.
Yeah.
So, our show you're playing with us is part of your little tour you've got going on. How do you go about setting all the dates for the tour? Is it just something you wanted to do? You know, is it easy? Is it easy getting all the dates to like match up and all the travel and everything? Because I imagine it being quite hard.
The worst thing you can never do to yourself is being that small and wanting to do a tour, you know. So in terms of frustration, was the worst thing ever. Because I'm not kidding. From April to June, every day and every week, I sent emails to every promoter, every agent, every venue, everything. Zero, nothing, really. I'm dead serious. 3 months of really hard work, nothing. When I joined LMS and I saw like you can collaborate with artists, this is a good thing, you know, because you know we're not big to the point that you can really just call, you know, either you meet somebody who is a nice guy, but those people are rare, or you need to have a friend that is playing and you know you get them to open. And even in London it's very tough to bring bands. I'm now trying to manage and I'm making it, but they always are like, okay, but what's gonna be their pool at the show, you know? So because we're getting now a bigger pool in London, I can cover the band's pools usually, you know. But I hate when the promoters do like separate links, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like the last one, our release party, it wouldn't work, for example, to invite you, which crossed my mind because it had to be with a separate link. And if you don't sell tickets, you're dropped out. I mean, it's tough, you know. But I'm talking with promoters that just do a link and they just want to see the gig packed. Because I think that's what matters, anyways, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm really against like doing a gig, and you know, if a band is paying for the gig is different, but when it's like this, it's no fees or whatever. I always split equally, you know, amongst bands. I don't care if I brought more or less, you know. Everybody pushed and everybody, you know, is that working anyways, you know. Yeah, it is tough. The only way I managed to do this was via LMS and via Takedown Festival, you know. We're opening for King Buffalo after your show in Brighton, and that is because we are being considered for Takedown Festival, and the promoter is organizing the gig, and we're starting to have a good relationship, you know. But that is tough as well. You have to find like nice people, you know. So it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of work. But in LMS, the cool thing is I haven't yet met, you know, a bad band. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. The LMS group seems to be really good so far. I mean, we've recently went up there to meet the guys who work on in Portsmouth. That was really cool, man. If you haven't done that, recommend that. They're nice guys.
I'm gonna
Um,
do. Yeah.
yeah, man, it's awesome. They're really good stuff, and we're hoping actually to get some shows up in Portsmouth as well with some of the LMS groups. So I'll keep you up to date on that one. But
Yeah,
yeah,
well,
I
I'm
think
searching for it as well.
it'd be really cool. They've got some awesome venues there that I didn't know existed as well, built into the actual.
Takedown is in Portsmouth as well. This year was Kindred and Sleep Token. So
Yeah, man, that looked
chill,
good
you
as
know.
well. Yeah, I got a friend who's always nagging us to go along to these, and I just we're always gigging, you know.
That was so good, you know.
Yeah, well, that's but there does seem to be increasingly so. I'd say kind of this mentality of the rising tide lifting all boats kind of thing with bands in the UK, because I think there's been a bit of a gate kept scene. I know there was in Bournemouth in the early 2010s, especially. I kind of noticed that it was very gatekeepy here. But lately, and especially after COVID, it seems that bands are more and more willing to work together and just help each other out. Because at the end of the day, obviously, you know, you scratch my back, I scratch yours, all that kind of thing. But also, a lot of the bands are kind of realizing that. I mean, we certainly feel this way when you play with these like really high quality bands of good caliber. You get to watch them play as well for free, and
Yeah,
it's a nice little
and you
bonus that I
learn,
think. Yeah,
and you learn
exactly.
as
Yeah,
well.
indeed. But yeah, it's really nice, and the LMS group's been really good for that so far. So bands who are looking for I guess social media promotion and networking, then get in touch with LMS UK. That'll be a good option for you guys out there.
Yeah, and I mean, if you look out, like you mentioned, the gatekeeping scene, there's a good scene in London starting to arise, like Orgasm being the biggest band of that scene. But there's now new bands like Rage Doll, and even in Brighton, like Knife Bride and Death Blooms and everything. And these bands are like kind of industrial metalcore. It's very weird, but I'm enjoying them, you know.
Yeah, man.
There's a scene climbing, you know, but okay, some of them are getting big. You have to go through their agents, so you are blocked, you know. But even though I never get why bands, you know, don't support each other, because it doesn't make any sense, you know.
Yeah,
Because it's easier to thrive, anyways, you know, if you like, you have good relationships with other artists and you just play more shows as well, and it's awesome, you know, because
yeah,
then you even can do collaborations for songs and everything. Those things are
exactly.
awesome, to be fair.
Yeah,
And
and
when you
and
add special
at the end of the day,
elements,
more art gets made if we're working on it together, doesn't it? And I think, yeah, that like you were saying about the ticket splits that some promoters they'll do. The you have your individual links per bands. I get why they do it, but I do think that does create further division for the show. And for me, every show, well, every good show we've had. I mean, we've not had any bad shows, but all the shows that I think have been the most enjoyable have been that all the bands are there together and they're all hanging out and they all really want to support each other and watch each other play. They're always the best shows, and I think it does create a bit of division when they separate the bands out like that. I think it should just be a shared pot, and you know, obviously you'll do individual cuts. That's fair if the biggest band's there and the promoter says, okay, well they're going to take obviously a higher cut because they brought in more people. Fine, but worry about that kind of, you know, I mean, not in a. I know quantifying it makes it easier for the promoter, but I think kind of publicly quantifying it kind of divides the bands a little bit, and I don't think it's necessarily the best way to do it.
and people leave as well. That's
Yeah,
what I notice in those kind of gigs, you know. They see the
yeah,
band went to see, they leave, you
hmm,
know, and especially even the band that played, imagine somebody's next, they leave as well, you know. And I don't get it, you know. We are musicians, okay. If it is an all dayer like Canon Rocks, it's impossible to watch all bands.
yeah,
That starts at 12 and finishes at 11
yeah,
something, you know. So it's too much. But you can see like 3 bands, 4 bands, then you start getting tired and you go home. That is normal, you know. Like you're doing these shows, I mean, we're playing together, I mean, while even though I have to go to London, I'm gonna see the whole thing. You know, I wanna see the whole thing. I don't get how can you be a musician not want to see a gig, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
It
exactly.
makes no sense for me. Because at the end of the day, we all start as fans, right? For
Yeah.
being a musician, and we always keep on being fans, anyways. Like
Yeah,
I
man.
consider my album my favorite playlist. You know, I made a playlist of songs, you know, that I want to hear.
Yeah, man.
So that's why I related a bit when you said, "Oh, I'm just playing what I want to hear." Yeah, exactly. You know,
And
I
hopefully
mean,
someone else will like it too. You know, that's always
yeah,
the aim, isn't it?
exactly.
But
You'll
if not,
never
tough
know.
shit. Yeah. I've had a few comments in actually. I'll just quickly move over to those. So Cheryl asked, "Are they Oreos or Jaffa cakes?" I've been on the double cream Oreos. It's a recent discovery, and I'm heavily addicted, and I can't stop. I've got 2 packets right here.
You haven't committed to the Oreos and peanut butter. Yeah.
No, I
You
won't.
need
I don't like peanut butter.
How can you not like peanut butter?
Don't like peanuts. I
Unbelievable.
like butter. Yeah.
Doesn't got any butter
I
in
mean,
it.
I like peanuts, but when they're like heavily salted and roasted, you know. But yeah,
I'll just-
Oreos is the choice of the day, along with flavor of the week, Bars Raspberryade. It's the best. Don't buy it; it'll kill you, but it's very nice. Cheryl also sent in a mushroom in relation to, I believe, Avenged Sevenfold's latest album, which someone needs to check on Avenged Sevenfold. I watched their latest music video a few days ago. I love it. I absolutely love it. But I think something's happened to them, and I think they need to be checked on. They might not be okay.
Well, I didn't watch the music video because, you know, I found that album. I'm still trying to see if I like it or I don't.
Yeah.
Weird, you know.
It is a weird
out
one.
of everything, you know.
Some of the songs have grown on me. Yeah, it's not my favorite album in the world, but I see now a lot of the songs are more kind of storytelling songs apparently, and apparently they were on DMT when they wrote them. So I imagine it's a slightly different wavelength that's available to the average man.
They had the whole album on that jukebox.
Yeah, I know.
In Finns, they had the whole album.
Yeah, we played Finns at the weekend, and their jukebox was insane. It was so good. It had all these crazy good albums, and then it also just had the brand new Avenged Sevenfold album, start to finish. I was like, whoa! Could you imagine putting that on in just like a bar? Marie said when she wrote her play, the idea came to her at night as well. Creative mind. I do understand. I think when you're a bit younger, your circadian rhythm does mean that you're more likely to be awake at night. But I don't know how that affects when it comes to more creative types. That's more of an age thing, I guess. Also habitual. Luisa, is it Rocha or Roca? I don't know how to say.
Oh, that is my aunt, so it's because I'm Portuguese. Luisa Rocha.
Rocha. Okay, fantastic. Well, she sent in some love hearts, and I just translated a message come through. She's saying she doesn't understand anything that's going on, but feels great pride. Congratulations and kisses. Absolutely fantastic.
Very nice.
Really.
So big shout out to Louisa. Hello. And Cheryl agrees peanut butter is in fact gross. So that's 2-1 now, Callum.
I'm sorry, 3-1.
3-1, yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. Yeah, not feeling
But
so
to be
smart
fair-
now, are we, Callum?
To be fair, in terms of food, I'm not a nice guy to ask if I like something because I probably don't like it because I don't like anything, you know. I don't know how I survive, you know.
Yeah, man. My dad's a bit like that. He'll only eat foods that he knows he likes, and that's normally just basically fish and chips, chicken, very basic. Roast potatoes.
It's so bad, you know.
Hope you're watching, Dave.
And sandwich.
I recently got him using a local butcher, and he was like, "I don't want to eat the fatty bits, though, you know." So for God's sake, come on. But yeah, that's a he'll learn. Right, that's all the comments caught up on. So Callum, back to you, mate.
Back to me. Where were we? Oh, we're on the subject of food. We might as well stay on it for a little bit. When you're gigging, what's your normal, like, your go-to food when you're out and about?
I don't like eating when I'm gigging. You know, I don't.
Get that.
Before singing, because I'm a singer and I struggled a lot with acid reflux. To be fair, I only got it like I haven't had it since March, but my whole life I've had it, you know. So I'm doing like being careful with what I put in my mouth, you know. And singing, I'm gonna squeeze a lot with compression, especially with distortion. If I eat, it's not gonna be like if I can eat something like super simple and like a small portion, good. But if like the gig is at 9, then I eat at 7, you know, something like
Mhm.
I don't know, chicken breast, like a small one with a little bit of white rice, and because it's easy to digest. If the gig is a bit sooner, then I eat later, you know, or I don't. It
Yeah.
depends on how many bands are playing after, you know.
Mm. I think that's why. Also, yeah, as a vocalist, like I I'm similar. I try and eat so that we've got a bit of time in between to digest. Because not only that, I think your energy levels, obviously, when you're on stage playing the kind of music we play and fully performing, and as a vocalist especially moving around and literally spitting up lungs. I think you need as much energy as you can get, don't you? And it's if you're busy digesting, you're gonna feel a bit groggy. And I don't know about you. Have you ever? I mean, you will have done. It's something I don't think I've ever spoken about, but I guarantee that every singer's had this. When you're just about to hit a note and you feel like a burp trying to escape, and you're like,
No, no, no,
oh,
that
yeah.
happened.
It's the hardest thing in the world is holding down a burp while you've got to hit a note, dude. That's
Yeah,
so.
you always miss a note, probably, you know.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got to like really kind of sneakily pop them out, like.
That or it only happened to me once, but I wanted to cough really bad once,
Mm.
and I had to keep singing. So I had a gap to breathe, and instead of breathing, I just did, you know, I coughed to the side of the
Yeah.
mic, and then I was without hair to sing like a long line, and I was like, oh, this is gonna suck, you know.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, yeah. It's these small things that I think people who haven't done it won't probably realize. You know? But yeah.
I don't know if you have, but I have allergies, so I sneeze a lot, usually.
Oh,
But
nice.
it never happens when I'm singing, so I don't understand, you know. It's like this thing. If there is dust, I'm gonna be allergic to it, for example, but I don't sneeze if I'm singing. I don't know how this makes sense, you know what I'm saying?
I know what you
It's
mean. Yeah, I don't have allergies myself.
very, it's very stupid, you know.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's like hyper focusing. I don't know. Yeah, that's a weird one, isn't it?
Maybe it's because you're drinking water, and when you're drinking or eating, you don't sneeze as well because it blocks. So
Yeah.
probably, I don't know.
Ironically, probably more hydrated on stage than any other point in time.
Yeah.
It's funny that, isn't it? It's like, 'cause you're sweating so much most of the time, especially the kind of venues we're playing at the moment. I mean, we played Finn's in Weymouth Friday of last week, and for the first time ever, sweat dripped out of my hair. I've not seen that happen before. I've never worked that hard in my life. So,
And we're right next to the front door. Front door was wide open. We're in probably
yeah,
the
man,
coolest part of the whole venue. And it's
it
still
was
just
very warm.
extremely warm.
Yeah, dude, that was
It
funny.
has been.
It's very muggy at the moment, very humid. I'm hoping it eases up a bit for the weekend because Anvil gets toasty.
We need the fan.
We're bringing the fan.
Yeah.
In the
If
van.
you have the fan, awesome.
We have a big
Yeah,
fan.
big stage fan, man.
Yeah.
It's a life changer. Yeah. Best
wish
purchase I
had
ever
one
made,
there,
man.
you know.
Honestly, if you haven't got one, I recommend that. That is an investment that will. It's good. It's very good, especially if it's pointing at you, not the drummer. Poor guy.
No, it's
Cheryl
good, you
says,
know.
by the way, what about pineapple on pizza? What's your opinions on that?
It's
I'm
for
all
me,
for it, dude. I'm
Yeah, I
in.
love pineapple on
uh,
pizza.
for me, it's a blasphemy, you know. It's pineapple and pizza. That's not a pizza.
It just makes it taste better. Just knowing how much people hate it just makes it taste
Yeah,
I
better.
don't
that,
judge.
I think that does actually contribute towards it. It's not like I wouldn't choose it, you know, I wouldn't choose it unless someone says they hate it and then I have to choose it. It's also one of the only times I can eat pineapple, I think, because if it's not cooked, it proper fucks my tongue up. Proper.
Yeah, it's so acid, you know,
Yeah.
but I
Which
like
it has an enzyme that actually is trying to eat you. That's a weird one for pineapples.
No, you can do with pineapples what I do. It's very good. So you slice them, and you know how you toast the bread? do the same thing with the
The
pineapple,
grill. Yeah, Georgia.
cinnamon on top, and it's proper good, you know.
Oh, that sounds good. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that is very traditional in like the Brazilian kind of restaurants, you know.
Mhm.
So usually the dessert to clean what you ate because you're gonna eat a lot, like black beans and a lot of meat. Then
Yeah.
you need something to ease up. So they cook the pineapple like that, and it's very good to be fair, you know.
Ooh, that does sound good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly what Marie is saying. Cooked
Yes.
on like an open fire, it's amazing. I vouch for that.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. Oh, that sounds good. I'll ditch the marshmallows next time and
You
nice.
know, I never tried marshmallows in my life. Weird thing. Never.
Well,
I don't know.
they're
It
pretty
looks
good.
weird.
They're nice.
I see people they like it, but I always look at it and I'm like, it just looks so weird, you know. It looks like I don't know. It doesn't look like food. You know what I mean? It looks like a sponge,
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like one
anti-stress,
too. Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. If they're warmed up, then miles better. Toasted marshmallows are much better. But I don't know. I can get down with a marshmallow here or there. It's pretty good. It's just sugar, but it's okay. Callum, back to you, man.
Back to me. Um, we'll go with a little bit more of a personal touch, I guess. Is there any gig which you've been to which really stands out for you? Like seeing someone, seeing one of your favorite bands, or like, that big like moment where you just took it all in, and something you would be like, I want to be like that.
Oh, mm, that's a tough one. I have, you know, I really enjoyed watching Limp Bizkit. It's literally I got out of my house and they were playing at the Ovo Arena because I live near the stadium in Wembley. So Limp Bizkit are very good live, but probably the best show I've seen. And I said, this is exactly the kind of show that I want to give. It was While She Sleeps at the Underworld. It was so they brought the rig that they take to arenas, stadiums, and everything to the Underworld, and I
That's
got
mad.
completely smashed by that guitar tone. I never heard such a good guitar tone like that show. That show will stay forever in my life. I still got goosebumps because you feel the wind, you know, from the cab because I was so near. Everything like those Marshall, those big cabs, you know, in the Underworld, the small stage. Uh, the drummer, I couldn't keep up with him. I didn't understand half the shit he was doing, you know. Pardon my French, you know, but it was a lot so fast at times, but it was so heavy. And the cool thing, it was designed for the fans, and you felt like you were a part of the show. Weird feeling, but I really felt like I was on the stage with them because they allowed the fans to go on stage and sing with them as well. It was amazing, you know. And
That's
then
awesome.
at Underworld, they have a strict policy of not crowd surfing, but that
That
happened a
goes out the
lot.
window pretty quick.
Yeah.
It was not very good, you know. When at Corn once I got hit by a guy because he was crowd surfing, and I was in the front row, so I was getting like abs, you know, but not a real one.
Strong core.
Yeah.
A really strong core, but it was just bruises.
Yeah.
Already, because I was being pushed. So I joked a lot, like I don't have a six pack, I have like 12, you know. And there's this guy just comes from the back and his foot in the back of my head. I was like, oh gosh, you know. I was like a bit dizzy and everything. I was like, and then the security guy was already like ready to grab me. I said, no, you are not taking me out. I've been here since morning to get in the front row. You are not taking me out of a corn gig.
That's
but
commitment there.
I was completely smashed for an entire week, you know.
Worth every second. We saw them actually at Alexandra Palace recently. While she sleeps with Larry Tomorrow and who was it?
Polaris.
Polaris.
Oh.
That's right. That was a good show, man. I know what you mean by their big grid that they have. their stage props are insane. Did they have the screens as well with like the city in the background and
Oh,
everything?
no, not that. Just the cabs. The rig in terms of musical equipment, they brought the same rig. The cabs, all the cabs, everything.
Oh,
But
with
they
the
couldn't
man.
the underworld is so small.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
cannot
So
put
I was
anything.
gonna say, I don't know how they got any of it in there.
No, it was just the speakers. Even the drum kit, I think it was a bit less toms or whatever.
Yeah.
But they couldn't fit on the stage, and they were moving a lot. And I was like, how? When I'm on those tiny stages, I move, but I can't move at the same time. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Especially because I play guitar and I sing, so it's tough. I want to move or whatever, and here I am playing the riff and singing at the same time. I cannot leave this position. you know.
Mm.
So I rely on my other band members to, swap, whatever, They move a lot and they help out. But for me, it's all about having a cool pose, I think, Just look
Yeah,
at
man.
James Hetfield. He doesn't move a lot,
Yeah.
And he looks big.
Yeah, man.
So,
Yeah, I heard the same
it
thing
was
about
fun.
Bon Scott when he was in AC/DC. He used to just have like this power pose, and that was it for the whole set. And apparently, it was perfect. Like he looked so powerful.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Find
man.
your inner strength, find your power pose, and
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Root.
find mine.
Yeah. Hey,
Now it's
as we're on the
really
subject
fun.
of sort of like inspiring shows or favorite shows, Callum, if you don't mind me asking, with Electron, have you had any sort of kind of like highlights or really special moments performing that you can think of?
Ooh, we played this massive festival in Portugal. Like, I don't know how many people were there. It was a really big stage, the first one. Big screen saying election, everything looks sick.
Nice.
So that was a great moment for us, like our first big gig, and only up to this date. No, but I mean, the release party of our first single, Wake Up, was a 229, and we rented a place, and we were like, we crazy. We are gonna pay like £500 to play there, no promoter. How are we gonna make that in tickets? We managed to make all of that in tickets, but it was.
Nice.
But I'm not doing that again. It was so stressful,
Yeah,
It was so stressful. I was like, if I don't sell the tickets, I'm gonna have to pay out of my pocket everything, me and the band, the mates, But it was a risk, a well taken risk. It was perfect, and this album release party was also very good. A lot of, like, the week before, we had like what tickets sold on the day of the show, 60 something people there, and I was like, how is this possible? Cheryl was there as well.
Yeah, she mentioned. Yeah, said it was a great show.
Yeah, it was very good, to see all these people. And I was like, how did these people came to the gig?
Yeah.
Like 50, 60, was around that,
Great
and
numbers. That, yeah.
I knew them all though.
Yeah.
I knew everybody. It was like crazy. I said, how can I, a couple of guys that I didn't know, but it was nice, and the album looks sick. I'm really proud of the artwork. Shout out to Joanna because she had a Nuno, not me, because I didn't have good ideas for the artwork. I knew I wanted something clean, In those things was like my idea. Like, I want something clean, white background, and just an image, Because nowadays, if you put too much stuff, you have to imagine like you go to a record shop. That's what I do. And how are people gonna notice your album if you're not famous? It needs to be sick and clean. Very clear.
Agreed, man.
So,
Yeah.
and Nuno was talking about samurais and everything, and Joanna, since it's called Defiance, he told us to put like the Arakiri, when they killed themselves. And the album is about mental health, so it's cool, And sarcastic at the same way because it's called Defiance and the guy's killing himself, but
Yeah.
but it's an act of honor as well in Japan for the samurai, so it has some meaning, I'm not gonna go too philosophical about it, but because it is not that philosophical, but it has some meaning, and it's always cool when it has some meaning, and it's not just that's what we thought,
Yeah, absolutely, dude. No, I agree. I'm very much on the clean side of things. We started off our initial designs kind of a bit too complex, and they got stripped right back into these kind of like Banksy-ish sort of images that we went for. Again, with Sold, it was white background and then sort of black imagery basically on top, as like as if you could graffiti it on a wall as well, you know. But yeah, man, that sounds really cool.
Oh, I love it, you know, and I really enjoy Banksy, you know, as well.
Yeah.
So you guys are doing a great job in terms of branding. I think, you know.
Cheers, dude. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And that portal, get that portal in, you know.
Yeah, man. Honestly, we need to do something with it.
But, you know, even the photo that you have on the flyer, it could be the portal, you know.
Yeah. Oh, because it is on that one, isn't it? Let me double check it. Because
It's
we've
on
got
right.
Trying to find which one we have. Yeah, because we did have an image on the inside of our album sleeve, which is very similar to that. Very similar to that. I'll find it and I'll pop it in chat as well, because I do want to draw a comparison there. It's pretty cool. We do it with. I can't remember. I can't remember. Oh yeah, no, on the image I just uploaded. So the one where it was the albums in the frames, you can see on the inside of the hero cover, or on the back actually, it looks pretty similar to what they've put up in Bournemouth. How do we claim it? How do we take it?
Copyright.
Yeah, it was all us all along. Yeah, man. No, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, we should go down and get a look at that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it'd be cool to do some photos there, and we could edit it up to look something like what we've got on the album. That'd be really cool.
Oh, Cheryl is gonna be proud because I now just remember, because we had the chat before your chat. I was with her, you know. So it's gonna be Hug a Drummer Day on Tuesday.
Yes.
So
Hug a Drummer Day.
Let's hug our drummers at the show, you know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, get it in advance.
Yeah.
I won't tell you what I said to her in return. I'll save that for on the day. It's pretty rough. Go hug a drummer. Consent or otherwise? No, I'm kidding. Obviously, get the drummer's consent first. Always.
Always.
Especially Aaron. Especially Aaron. Definitely get Aaron's consent before you hug him.
He's a very dangerous man.
Dangerous man.
He beats things all day, doesn't he?
He does. He's all shoulders, man. He's big shoulders.
That's
long
it.
arms.
The gym, just the shoulder.
Train shoulders on the drums. Neck day at the gym every day. That's the one. Train neck day. We're metalheads.
But shoulders day. I mean, like nobody likes that, right? It's the worst. Nothing is worse than being reps of these, with the weights, it's like it hurts so much.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially if you're drumming as well, Jesus.
If you're a drummer and then you have to play, after a workout.
Yeah, man. Gallant, you got another one for us. We're nearly at our 9 o'clock mark, by the way. So
yeah, should we do a big difficult one then? Do a
difficult one.
Yeah.
I better get an Oreo in preparation.
What do you think, in your opinion, is the most important personality trait someone to be a live musician and in a band?
There's a lot. Like, I consider you have to not be an asshole. First, rule number one, be a good person, like, of course, but I think there is important, but I think I have to say confidence, confidence is the key in everything you do. You either own it or you're not, and we as musicians, I don't know if you experienced this, but we have almost bipolar. We have moods, right? So we have like sometimes like this guitar solo is so good, or this, I'm belting a lot and sometimes like it sounds like shit,
Yeah,
So it's important to be confident on your part and this one is I value the most, respect, like amongst everybody, And it's funny when you have two guitarists, you know, everybody wants to do the solo, so you have like to respect each other, you know, because that is a tough thing, you know. Everybody, it's not even about shining, but it's like for me, like the spotlight on my head, but it's like a solo was the way that I learned to say some stuff for some reason, because I studied classical music and play the melody. I had to play like in terms of classical guitar, you have to play like a full orchestra in a guitar, you know. So there's a bass, there's whatever, you know, and like solo with the you're like a solo, which is a melody and the band, let's say. So for me, the solo was the part that always intrigued me more, like the melody, because I always wanted to do, you know, say that I can't express myself very well, you know what I mean? So like a guitar is very important for me, you know, because it allows me to say stuff that only I will know what I'm saying, you know what I mean? Because I'm very into David Bowie and Kurt Cobain lyrics as well, because they're very personal and inside jokes. I love that, you know. Cobain, he wrote a lot of music that only he understands what he's saying, and nobody understands. And I love it, you know.
A mosquito. What's that? What's he on about?
Like, what is that chorus? You know, because it has a like you can tell what he's saying is about the teens, the outcasts, but then a mulatto, albino, a mosquito, my libido. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, but I love that. And even solos is my kind of sarcastic, or I tell a joke to myself, or I'm saying something that I keep to myself, you know.
Yeah.
So you have to, but at the same time, you cannot be, you know, wanting it all for you, you know. So you have to respect. I think respect is the biggest personality trait you have to have, especially imagine songwriting, you know, you write and somebody doesn't like it and it hurts, you know, because you wrote a riff, right? So but you have to take it personally and respect the opinion, maybe work, you know, or see another incorporating
Sure.
that, you know. So it's tough.
Yeah, and
Bands
also,
are tough because of that.
it kind of goes back to also we talk about like when bands would leave straight after their show and stuff like that, and it's kind of a lack of respect there for the people coming after you or before you or whatever as well. I think just a common level of, you know, we're all working on this together, thanking the sound engineer and the, you know, the teams that are working in the venues, all that kind of thing. It's I think it's really important for bands to remember that, because they'll remember you. Like they'll remember you if you don't do that kind of thing, and if you don't show them a level of respect. And I don't know how Axl Rose gets away with turning up 3 hours late, because there's zero respect in that. I don't know how he gets away with that, because he's not that good, especially now. I mean, he was.
Oh
right?
no.
Nowadays, I don't know, man. I don't know what's happened there. But he looks like a Keith Lemon lookalike now. I don't know. There goes my. But yeah, I think one that we haven't touched on there is quite an interesting, but I think personally absolutely key personality trait for anyone trying to do music. I think you need a level of delusion, almost like a tiny amount of being delusional, because you got to remember what we're doing is absolutely insane to just even survival of a human being, like getting up on stage and proper like singing your heart out, bearing your soul at people. And I think that's, you need to be a little bit delusional to want to do that in the first place, but then to carry it on and say, actually, I'm really good at this. And you have to keep telling yourself that to build that confidence, I think. And, you know, because there'll be people who want to kick you down just because what you're doing is a bit different. There'll be people who just don't like what you're doing. And again, you got to respect that opinion, etc. But you got to have that kind of almost deluded state to say it doesn't actually matter because I'm going to do this anyway. Because I don't think you do that in any other job. I can't think any other job role where you'd want to be that vicious with delusion almost. But I think it's important.
In theater.
Yeah, just in performance arts for sure. I'll see if I can fix this camera. I just catapulted it across the room by accident.
Swing around.
Yeah, man, I hit a cable somewhere under the desk. I think it's dead. Rest in
think,
peace, camera.
the Axl Rose thingy, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Savage. Anyway, Callum, have you got any others, or are we happy to sort of wrap up soon if you guys want to and leave it for the weekend?
Yeah, well, we've been going for about an hour, so that's normally what we aim for, isn't it? If you wanna.
Yeah, man. Fix this.
You're on tour. You done a recently released a new video, wasn't it? Wasn't it last month? Or was it the other day?
The album Bunny Town with
Yeah.
Easy Pepper.
Yeah. Is there anything else you've got coming up?
It's the shows, and we're focusing on writing, you know, and preparing next year. And it's crazy, like how I started preparing next year last month, and it's finished. You know, there's a lot of work, there's a lot of ideas, and everybody, you know, and then in a band everybody has an opinion, and that's a good thing. But that gives work, you know, as well. But
Yeah.
that is good. You know, I prefer to work. I don't know why, and I agree with Simon when he said, you know, you have to be delusional, because I enjoy working that hard. You know, I enjoy go to the bed like, oh my god, you know, I really need to sleep. You know, I don't know why. You have to be crazy, right, to be a musician. It's the stage, it's the amount of work off stage that nobody see as well. You know, it's crazy. Not just the practicing, the trying to understand if you the business side of things and everything, what you're doing, planning an EP, planning the artwork, the concept, whatever, you know. So it's not it's not, especially just to add up what he said, you know, in those shows when you're starting it and you have nobody watching, probably your girlfriend or your mom, you know, you really delusional to go through that thing, you know, because it's so awful. I remember when I started gigging, actually had people watching, but my second gig I had nobody watching. Well, like, was with a Zada. I was like, damn, this is so bad. Like the bartender was watching, you know.
Yeah.
I was like, should I move? You know, like
Yeah.
should I? Because I planned to talk. You know, like, hey guys, how are you doing? I can't say that anymore. You know, there's only the bartender. You know, the
You know
person that
what?
was running the door
I
went
find
away.
it's real fun just to do it anyway. Because that one person, if they respond, you know they've got a good night coming up. Like it's just you and them. You got to treat them like 1,000, you know.
Tried it, and the guy didn't reply back. He was just like doing this.
Oh, sod him then. That's his own fault.
Okay, I'm not gonna move. I'm gonna play the songs as if it was a rehearsal. Then, you know.
I suppose there's a, because I know what you mean. I hate the idea of an empty room. It feels really rubbish at the time, but then there are some positives to sort of glean from it. I think you can be a bit more experimental with your solos. You can try things you wouldn't necessarily try, which I quite like to do. If it's a smaller crowd, they're actually the less staged shows for sure. They're the ones where I'll climb on the bar and you know do something weird because it's kind of like there's less people here that are likely to care if it goes wrong, and because there's less of them, it feels like there's less pressure to, I guess, perform immaculately. You can have a bit more of a messy show, but a more energetic show. But yeah, when it's like the bar stuff and just the bar stuff, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I when I was about 15, I played a show at Joiners, and it was essentially about 3 or 4 people in the room in Southampton, and that's not a small venue. It's not massive, but it's you could feel how empty the room was. But yeah, it was that felt awkward. That one, that was a hard show to get through, because when you're that age, you don't really know how to react at all. Anyway, I think.
Game, right?
Yeah, it's
You
just
have
like,
to
oof.
go through some awkward moments.
Yeah, man. But then you got to have that insanity to want to do it again afterwards. You know, it's like, well, that was challenging. Best do it again. That's great fun, man. I'm really looking forward to meeting you at the weekend. I think we're gonna have a great time.
Mm-hmm.
Do the guys in your band drink?
I am doing. I can't drink, but I'll drink one with
Okay,
you.
that's cool. They do
You
one
know, 'cause
particular shot that'll sort you out for the night, I reckon.
you know, I just stopped
All good.
drinking because of vocals and everything. You know,
Nice, man. Yeah,
but
yeah.
I drink like maybe not every week, but every month, a glass or two. You know, a pint
Yeah.
of beer uh, or even a JD or whatever. You know,
You know
I'll
what?
drink it.
JD's the one. Yeah.
JD
Yeah,
is the
JD's the
king
one for
of
me. The
rock and
JD
roll.
honey. Dude, it's so good on the throat, the honey one. I find it really smooth. I tend to have one before I go on stage now.
Before going on a stage, the only one is good. I agree with
Yeah.
you. There
It's a little bit
are
of social lubricant. You don't want too much that you don't know what you're doing, but a little bit just to lube you up, you know?
you can have because it actually does good to the vocal cords.
hmm
Is a red wine, but the Porto red wine. You know,
All right, yeah.
like the Ferreira. If you drink a shot of that, your voice is warmed up already and strong, and it's good to
Okay.
heal as well. So yeah, and you have a lot of that wine in the UK, anyways. You know, because
Yeah,
Portugal
which
exports
one was
a
that?
lot.
Sorry, that was
And Porto wine, you know, and
Porto.
it just has to be red, you know.
Okay, I'll
A
have
lot
a
of
look at that.
brands that do Porto wine, you know, because Porto wine is not from the city of Porto, but it's a kind of wine, a kind of red wine. It's a bit
Sure, yeah.
strong, so drink a shot, drink a full glass, because you feel it really.
I see. Yeah, yeah. So it's berries.
Very good for the throat. Like every singer in Portugal, like Fado is a music genre that exists in Portugal, and it's like a mix between popular music and classical music, which is interesting, you know.
Nice, yeah.
And they all drink the red wine before they sing because they have to sing with everything, you know. So it's always fun, you know. If you drink a shot of that, it's good, you know, to get your vocals, you know, they're really strong.
Cheers, man. Yeah, I'm gonna have a look at that because I had a right sore throat. Came into the show last week and I lost my voice on the morning of the show, just a bit of a throat infection, and I had to go into panic mode. It was like all day long. I was like in the sauna in the steam room trying to get my voice warmed up, and then I went in, had bloody all sorts of like cough medicine and vocal zones and just doing warm ups all day, and managed to just about get through the show, and then lost my voice again. I was like, right, job's good though. We just made it.
You take vocal zones, but it took a lot.
I did. I took a too many, probably. Yeah.
You feel weird when you take them a lot. You know what I'm saying? Don't you make you know? Because
I've adapted to that a bit.
No,
Yeah,
no,
because the vocal zones that. Sorry, yeah. So I find that they can be a bit numbing if you have too many of them. For sure, it numbs your throat. But I find it quite good for clearing. If you got like that kind of frog in your throat kind of feeling, it gets rid of that for me real nice, and I find it good for the acid reflux as well.
yes, there is just one version of the vocal zone, which I can't remember which, that you have to be careful with the dose, you know, because I mine that took a lot, like it took like 3 before the show, and it's laxative, so his show was painful, you know. Like I was seeing like, you know, try to hold. Well, poor guy, you know. And I told him, man, it says here in small letters, but it says I wouldn't take chances with this. I will just sing, you know, even if you can hit the high notes or whatever, you know.
Yeah, man.
No, I'm going to free, okay, you know.
Yeah.
By the end, oh, you see him running, you know.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. That's like I've had nightmares about things like that. You know, I've had real nightmares about that, like shitting yourself on
Check the
stage.
vocal
Could you
zone
imagine?
box. Check the vocal zone box
Yeah.
before you take.
Man, that would be. I think that might be one of my worst nightmares. That. I think it is. We tapped into something.
Thing you can do.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, it'll probably happen at some point if we get old enough and we're still performing. So I might as well get it out of the way, you know.
Just we reach Mick Jagger's age, probably those shows are gonna be like that, you know. I don't know. It seems fine. I don't understand. You know, we
Yeah,
know
Mick Jagger's like as healthy as ever. I don't know how that works.
drugs are good for you, you know.
Yeah, seems like the guy had the right ones. I don't know.
Yeah.
They know what they do. It's, you know, because I don't know how they, and he moves a lot. I was like
Yeah,
impressed. I saw them and I was like, how?
man, he's an
This
athlete.
guy,
He's an absolute athlete.
I don't understand, you know, he does that dance thing and everything. I'm like, singing, and I'm like, this is what? Oh, 80. How the hell is he doing this, you know?
Yeah,
76,
man.
right? Around
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Yeah, I'll check his age. Yeah, I thought it was around 80.
80? He's not that old, is
I
he?
thought it was coming up 80. He's 80. He's exactly 80.
Oh my god.
Holy
Christ.
shit. Fair effort, dude. I mean, that's not a nice picture they've given of us. Yeah, that's not fair. But no, the guy can dance, man. He's still moving. He's still rolling around the stage. Like, how?
You
Yeah,
know?
impressive. That.
Mm.
There's nothing on it. It doesn't say why. I won't ask why. Nice one. No. Right. So, before we head off, have you got anything you want to plug? Where can people find Electron online, and what should they listen to? And why should they come see you on Saturday?
Well, if you like crappy music, then our gig is the best for you. I'm kidding.
Nailed it.
Nailed it, you know. If you really like, you like to get a ear bleed or something, you know, Electron are the band to see, you know. But yeah, now seriously, social media, you can find everything about us, and of course, Spotify, all the streaming platforms, YouTube. We are actually active on YouTube, or trying to be, which is good fun. And yeah, listen to our debut album. We're very proud of it. It's 2 years of work almost in 13 tracks. So yeah, it's very cool. Defiance. And if you like the album, that's the good reason to see us live. If you don't like our music, you will like Regional One. So come see the show still.
Man, I can't wait to see you guys play. I've checked out your music for a little while now, especially since joining LMS. They sort of recommended you across, so I had a listen. So really looking forward to seeing what you guys do on Saturday. And yeah, give us a shout when you know what time you'll be in Bournemouth, and we'll sort something out, and we'll come meet up you guys. We can have some lunch or something like that, whatever you want to do.
Mhm.
Make an afternoon of it.
Yeah, we don't know anything there. So if you guys are free, maybe we go for lunch and everything, you know, can be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll find somewhere decent to go, maybe. See what we got in the bag, Callum. We'll have a chat and see what's good. It also does vegan food. Very sad.
Yes.
Just one last question coming in from Rui there. So, what is your favorite song or your favorite songs on, I guess, of any of your releases?
Myself.
Yeah.
I hate this question.
It's hard, isn't it? Yeah. Like, pick a favorite child. Yeah.
Break Me. You know, I always say Break Me because it's the one that annoyed the crap out of me when I wrote it, you know.
Yeah.
I had to go to record it, and I'm very proud. I think there is a new metal track, a lot of early 2000s vibes. At the same time, it has that post-grungy thing that I like, you know. I really am into Shine Down, you know, first albums, Leave a Whisper and everything. That's always a sound that I always try to not replicate, but inspires me, you know, in terms of singing, like those chords, those kind of chords as well with the Ed9s or the sus2s. And yeah, Break Me, I'm very proud of that song because I feel like I nailed it on the chorus in that particular genre or way of writing. I also like, you know, Burn It Down. When we play that live, every time we play the riff and it has the trum, you know, it feels good. It feels really good. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Those two tracks are amazing, you know, to play at least, not to hear.
No, I like the music video for those as well. I've had a look through those. Good looking music videos. They come out really well.
Oh no, we work with Doc Brain. That guy is insane. He just shot for Orgasm UK. He shot for, you know, WWF. You know, the panda thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did the filming for the new episodes, I think.
Oh,
So he's
wow.
very good, a very nice guy, and I always recommend him because he's good. And another guy that I used in the other music videos, these two songs that I named were Dog Brain. But the other guy is a new guy that did some internships at Netflix and everything. He's the same age as I, 24. Antonio, and he's Portuguese. Just starting in London, looking for work. The guy is amazing as well.
Yeah, man.
There's a lot of people, and they're both good people, so I work with both, separately. But I do like a music video with one, a music video with another.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, anything to sort of fulfill the visions that come from the sound, I think.
Yeah, no.
Right, we better wrap it up. Thank you very much
Yep.
for coming on with us. And again, can't wait to see you on Saturday. Guys in the chat, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for sticking around, commenting. And, well, there's been loads of comments tonight. So thank you all very much. And the shares, too. They've not gone missed. So, yeah, if you're in Bournemouth this Saturday, come on down to the Anvil. That is on Holdenhurst Road. We'll be down there with Electron. And we also have locals North Ode opening up the show. We've not seen them yet live either. So very exciting times. It should be a fantastic show. And yeah, get ready to rock, man.
The comments.
There we go. I'll pin that one, I think. There we go.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, guys. We will see you on Saturday. Take care,
Yes.
everyone.
See you soon.
Thank you very much.
Gonna
And
be
good night.
awesome.
Bye.
Thank you for
Good
having
night.
me. Bye.
Oh, you have to double